Okay, I gotta ask another question. Here we go. What are my 5 disciplines? Okay. One is working on one's mind. Two, work on one's body. Three, work on one's soul. Four, work on one's words. Five, work on one's actions. Now I'm gonna break these down. I'm gonna start from the bottom up. When I say about one's actions, is that your actions need to be able to speak louder than your words, because anybody can speak and say something. So you got to be a person of action. If you say you're going to do something, show the actions that you actually are trying to do those. Prime example, if it's something that you need to change about yourself, you got to be willing to take those steps to actually do the work. Show the process, show the work ethic, show the focus, show that you're locked in to make it happen. It's not easy. Trust and believe me. And don't get me wrong, there's going to be times that you're going to make mistakes in these 5 disciplines. You know what I'm saying? They're not easy for anybody. You know what I'm saying? It takes time. You're going to fail time after time. But at the end of the day, it's about you continually trying. Like you're going to fail at least a good 150 sometimes. Like it's going to start off good and then you're going to make a mistake, but then you got to get back on that horse and try to make sure you don't make it again. Like it's all a learning process. Okay, so let's talk about words. When you tell someone you're going to do something, make sure you stand on it. If you say you're going to come over to see one of your friends, for instance, make sure you show up, because when you can show people that your words match the actions, no one can ever say that you ain't about what you say. And those are the main things. Like whenever I make plans with my friends and say, yeah, you throwing a party, bet I'll be there. And me giving that verbal, you know what I'm saying, communication to them, letting them know like, yeah, I'm going to be there. I need to make sure I show up. That's the part that went from me saying some words and me showing the action. So you got to make sure they correlate just like that. You know what I'm saying? So just make sure if you ever say you're going to do something, make sure you stand on it and actually do it. Don't be giving a lot of people a lot of promises that you're going to come here, or promise you're going to do that, because then you fall into the process of where nobody's ever going to believe your words. You know what I'm saying? When you tell someone that you're going to do something and you don't stand on that, like, you know what I'm saying? How can anyone ever trust that? Anybody can ever believe it? We all have friends and family members that makes those same claims of saying, yeah, I'm going to show up and never show up. You know what I'm saying? They never let their words meet their actions, because their actions is totally different than the words that they spoke. You know what I mean? So you got to be careful on things like that. And when you get around people that's all just talk, like they just say, I'm going to be there and not show up, man, you just got to move around from them kind of people. You got to get around people that actually stand on that. Like if you had a big event that you was going to be getting, you know what I'm saying, presented for, say, an award for, you know what I'm saying, college or some kind of business function, and you wanted your family and friends to be there from graduations and things like that. You got to be willing to make sure that if people say they're going to be there and they don't show up, they'll let you know. If they can't show up for those little things, they can't show up for the big things when you really need them the most. So just be careful who you put into those circles that fall into those categories on those 2 things. Now let's talk about the soul. When we speak of the soul, is that one must be able to dive into oneself. You have to know your sense of self, and it's not easy. Trust and believe me, it's a work in progress that you're going to be working on until the day you die. No one can teach it to you. Only thing they can do is show you where the starting line is, because it's all going to depend on you. And it correlates with the same two I just got through speaking on, which is one's word and one actions. You can't doubt yourself. Like, because doubt comes, you know what I'm saying? And it can put you into like a bad space mentally where it tears down the spirit itself. So that's the reason why you always got to make sure that even in the darkest times, know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Everybody got to go through a storm, and the only thing you got to do is just weather it. So don't allow yourself to ever fall into the point where your sense of self, which is your soul in itself, to ever, you know what I'm saying, falter in the hard times that come, just as much as they don't falter whenever the good times come. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has those rainy days. Everybody has those difficult days. Everybody have their low moments. But at the end of the day, it's up to you to take those steps to make sure that you can weather each storm that comes your way. Like, it's not going to be easy. Like, I'm not going to ever say it's going to be easy. It's going to be tough. But at the same time, you want to make sure you surround yourself with the right people that can feed your spirit the positive energy that it needs, and you be able to pour into them as much as as they are pouring into you. So just make sure you understand, like, it's a give and take. You must be able to keep the cycle of positive energy that y'all give to one another, you know what I'm saying, going. Like, so if you got a group of friends that genuinely want to see you succeed, they'll pull that positivity into you, and you'll be able to do it whenever they're going through their storms. You can pour it into them. So just make sure that you just got yourself around the right people. You got a lot of people that are negative, that don't want to see other people succeed. Like, the one thing that I had a conversation with someone about is, like, if I'm sitting down talking to, say, 50 people, right? You know what I'm saying? We'll make it 50 young people. You know what I mean? 50 young people that I'm trying to help them, you know what I'm saying, elevate from their way of life. Whether it's, you know what I'm saying, whether it's them doing street things, whether it's, you know what I'm saying, them acting up in school, whether there are people that have been locked up, you know what I'm saying, and me trying to speak out to them so they can have a better opportunity to know that it's a better way than what they're going. For instance, even if only like 5 people actually genuinely listen, like five, just 5 people out of 50 listen, just know that's 5 lives that you saved by pouring, you know what I'm saying, that positive energy, and let them know that there are opportunities for you. You know what I mean? So it's all about being able to impact someone in a positive way. And that helps with your sense of self, because by you pouring into them and they're being able to pour into you, by being able to show, like, don't think that your words are not touching people or not reaching people. Like, even if, like I said, even if it's 50 people that you got up in a room and you're talking with them, if 5 people, or even if it's just one, you change that 1 or 5 people's lives from just having that interaction, that conversation. You know what I'm saying? We got to get to a point where we can have conversations. Sometimes hard truths hurt. So we got to make sure we just are able to take the time, instead of reacting and using up things based off of emotion, where we can literally, genuinely take what people are saying, break it down, and then being able to speak about it, because a lot of times we allow our emotions get the best of us. So on to the next one, body. Taking care of one's body is the greatest thing that you can ever do, because the thing is some of the most wealthiest people in the world that could have cancer, they can have, you know what I'm saying, a brain tumor, all different types of, you know what I'm saying, illnesses that could, you know what I'm saying, in their life. You know what I'm saying? They spend all the wealth that they have accumulated to try to stave off that. So that's the reason why taking care of one's body is the most important things. It's one of the greatest disciplines for anyone, because I'd rather be a person that is healthy and rich instead of rich and unhealthy. You know what I mean? So the thing I tell anyone all the time is to take care of one's body. One's body is the most treasured thing in the world, because that decides how long you live on this earth, by taking care of one's body. So just, I know it's going to be people like to play the little game of fat shaming and all that. It's not about fat shaming. It's about, like, because to me, like, okay, I'm going to break it down like this. People say, you know what I'm saying, like, even on some of my podcasts that I have done recently, someone was talking about, like, oh, it seems like you just fat shame, you know what I'm saying, big women or big men and stuff like that. I was like, I don't fat shame no one. I have never went up to no one that is obese and just said, oh, you're a fat piece of crap. Oh, you just nasty. You just big and disgusting. I ain't never said nothing in the light of that. Only thing I said is that if you want to get yourself in a better position to get what you say you want, you're going to have to do the work to be able to attract what you say you want. Now, if you're getting what you want, being the way you are, that's fine too. But if you want a certain caliber of woman or man, you have to change physically, mentally, and spiritually. That's period. Like, whether you agree with it or not, it's the reason why most people, that when they find out, like, why my partner ain't don't want to touch me no more, why my partner is not connected to me no more, it can be in it can be a physical, mental, or spiritual thing, depending on y'all connection, on what y'all are, one, attracted to, two, what your partner is attracted to, two. Being able to have those genuine conversations, to be able to gravitate one another, where you feel comfortable enough of letting your partner, like, this is not something I'm really attracted to. Because what it does, it creates this little bubble where you genuinely don't care about your partner, where you get the guys that sneak around and, cheat on their wives or their husbands and all that kind of stuff. So it's just about being able to create that space where you both can say what you're genuinely attracted to, what you genuinely want in your relationship, and being able to open up that floor to have genuine conversations. And for the last one, mental. The greatest thing that any human being on earth could do is work on their mental, because I understand mental illness is a thing, and I understand how difficult it can be for some people. But at the end of the day, we have to take the time to really focus on our mental health. Like far as like, if we're going to be in a relationship and we haven't got the traumas, the, the bad situations from bad relationships, that we dealt with, because we think, oh, all men are the same or all women are the same. Everybody's not the same. It's just about choices. A lot of us are, some people are probably like in situations where they can't really get out because they have no way out. And I understand that happens. But at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself on a grander scale, like, even if it's difficult, you can put the steps in place where you can get yourself away from that, not just for yourself, but if you are a man or a woman that's in that have children that you cherish and care about, you don't want to put yourself in a position where they're seeing you being abused, whether you're a man or woman. They're seeing you being degraded as, as a man or woman in front of your children, or just in general, like, as if you don't even have kids. It's just about being able to have the understanding that when you're in a bad situation, your best thing that you can do for yourself is to get yourself away from it. And it's not easy, don't get me wrong. And I know it's going to be difficult, but it's about you making sure you have, if you don't have that family, backing you to help you get away from a situation you no longer want to be in, because it no longer serves you, because it's putting you into the worst mindset that you can ever think of. And like, it puts you in that dark mode where you want to either cut on yourself, where you want to commit suicide, where you want to, like, you go into the darkest parts of yourself. And it's very important for you to make sure you don't put yourself in places like that. I have friends that literally told me some of the darkest things that they have went in being in like relationships, when they have people that has went through PTSD, people that have been through, just bad situations, like from personal relationships or from family, relationships. Like, the main thing is that the people that have brought these things into a more healthier relationship, where you have someone that genuinely want to help you, genuinely want to be there for you, genuinely want to be able to elevate you in a positive way. You don't want to bring, the darkest parts of yourself into that relationship, because you don't want no one to put you in that same exact position. You want someone that's going to encourage you, that's going to motivate you, that want the best for you, that want to see you win, that genuinely want to see you where you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years, probably even for the rest of your life, if you have someone that is your partner. And there's only a few people that are lucky enough to say that, man, this woman's my piece. This man is everything I have ever dreamed to have. And I want relationship, if anything that this message ever does to do to anyone, is to be able to let people know that they need to open up the conversation, so y'all can make room for y'all to be able to have that discussion, so y'all can be able to get to where y'all want to be. And if you find out that the conversation doesn't help to make things better in your relationship, that it's probably time for you to take that step to go your separate ways. And I know it's not easy to say that, but I think personally that whenever it's just a man and woman, no kids involved, they should do what's best for their mental, because otherwise their mental health will deteriorate into where they will start to either resent their partner, possibly hurt their partner, something that they genuinely never wanted to do in the first place. Because no man or woman want to be in a relationship where they have to say horrible things or do horrible things to the person that they say they love or cherish. You know what I mean? So, and if you have kids in in your relationship, you never want your kids to be around such negative energy like that, because that lets them know, once they get into their relationship with their man or woman, that that is how a relationship works. And then it starts a cycle and create this, how can I put it? I would say it will keep the cycle of destruction in relationships. That's the best way I can think it. Most people say it, you know what I'm saying, they look for a person to break the, you know what I'm saying, the family curse, for instance. And the only way that can happen is by someone taking a step and say, I no longer want to be a part of the cycle that's been going on in my family, in my relationships, you know what I'm saying, in the lifestyle that I live. You know what I'm saying? You can put it into all different types of things, like whether it's gambling, whether it's, you know what I'm saying, I don't know, like it just comes down to like, what do you feel that is your darkest part of yourself, and how can you take the steps to change it? So, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully I was able to answer your question. If you need me to go a little bit deeper on those five, just send me a message, you know what I'm saying? Leave some messages down in the comments, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you like and, you know what I'm saying, follow, subscribe, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully that was able to answer your question though. So, peace.